Republicans control the House and are promising investigations into the Biden family, among other things, in the new term. How difficult, though, will it be to govern, to get things done after what was a tumultuous week of votes to approve Kevin McCarthy finally as the House Speaker? McCarthy made a number of concessions to secure those votes, including rule changes that could complicate governing, especially in the context of a divided government. Rina Shah is with us this morning. She's a Republican and geopolitical strategist to talk more about how Congress gets things done in the new year. Rina, great to see you this morning. Thank you. So talk about the biggest concession you think, the most significant one made by Kevin McCarthy to get the votes he needed.
Well, last week was certainly a telling case for how Congress doesn't get things done. In all my years in politics, coming up on 2 decades now, and people who are far more seasoned political strategists, nobody could have predicted how everything shook out last week for Kevin McCarthy. It was a once-in-a-century embarrassment, as it's been called. And I think it didn't just look bad for the Republican Party, it really looked bad for our nation overall, because it looked as if the people tasked with governing us, the people we've trusted to elect, the people we've elected and trusted to represent us in government, couldn't govern themselves. Now, of course, this was just the Republicans in the House. This wasn't Congress writ large, and the Senate is still led by Democrats. But what this tells us is that the next 2 years could be really terrible for what we could see as legislative wins, whether it's for either side out of both chambers, or really more than anything else, could Kevin McCarthy last these 2 years? This historic deadlock wasn't just frustrating, it was bitter, and the infighting of the Republicans came to the surface in a way we've never seen before.
You know, it's interesting, though. You categorize it as embarrassing, but not everybody agrees. In fact, I want people to listen to Jim Jordan over the weekend talking about the process and what we watched last week. Take a listen.
So sometimes democracy is messy, but I would argue that's exactly how the founders intended it. They wanted real debate, real input from all people, and then you get a decision. And whether it's 1 vote or 15 votes, Kevin McCarthy is still Speaker of the House. I've seen all kinds of games go into extra innings and overtime. That's just how it works. What I do know is this: we will come together to deal with how radical the left now has made the Democrat Party.
Is this what the founders intended? Work just as it should, to have this disagreement in the final hours?
Well, I served 2 Republican members of Congress in the House as a senior aide for a few years, and that was back during the height of the financial crisis. And I spent some time on Capitol Hill during a time where many of our fellow Americans would say it was a tough time. But this era, particularly in these past 5 years, we've seen Congress not only increase its disapproval ratings, but really been hyper-polarized to the point where, you don't hear many pro-democracy arguments coming from the right side of the aisle anymore. And for somebody who's made their career in the Republican Party like me, that's a tough thing to see. So I find it kind of hypocritical for some of these Republicans to say, oh, democracy is messy. This was wonderful how it played out, despite how awful or awkward it may have looked to many people outside the Republican Party, or even to fellow Republicans. We got the job done. Well, it's funny how they want to rely on that argument now and really try to save face. But for many months, they really didn't seem to care about democracy. Here we sit in a moment where they're now pivoting back to the playbook that's been there in the Trump era, and particularly now that I hear all the time, and it's demonizing the Democrats. What they need to do is to stop talking about how they're going to investigate everything and get legislation passed for the American people, because there are millennial Republicans that I talk to all the time that are getting frustrated by how Congress never seems to serve us. And that's a sort of statement that we could make and paint with a broad brush, both parties. But I'm really concerned about, again, how the Republican Party chooses to lead. With some of the concessions that McCarthy made this past week in order to clinch the speakership, in particular, there were a couple that I think will complicate matters for many moderate Republicans. And this is the most important thing to note, is some of these concessions we know of, but others were just a handshake, and we won't know what he promised some of these members until a few more weeks pass. That is not particularly good for democracy.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.